Hi folks, and welcome back to the Grumpy Gamer channel. That's it, you guessed it. This is that channel where you get to see this old git talk about modern games. So for today's in-car comments then, well really I just wanted to talk briefly about the amount of games we've got coming out over the next few months is just crazy. But then again, don't forget the PSVR2 is dead. It's finished. Throw it in the bin. Just throw it away. There's no games for it whatsoever. So anyway, let's have a look at what we've got coming out this month alone. So tomorrow, we've got two games coming out tomorrow. The first one is Max Mustard, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. This is a little platform game. I mean, it's sort of a, how can I describe it, like a poor man's Astrobot, perhaps. I mean, I know lots of us were gutted that the new Astrobot that came out didn't have a VR mode. I mean, who knows? Maybe some point in the future we may get a VR mode. Maybe that's wishful thinking. But in the meantime, we got this Max Mustard, and by all accounts, the reviews are all saying it's a fantastic little game. Mechanics in it are great. It looks great, sounds great, everything. So I think it will really scratch that platform itch. The only thing that I have heard that's a little bit of a downer on it is just that it's not long enough. It's between about 4 to 6 hours, I think, to complete it. So yeah, people have just, that's the only downer, is they wish they had more of it. So maybe, who knows, for Max Mustard 2, they'll make it an even bigger game if this one does well, which I'm sure it will. I mean, am I going to pick it up at the moment? No, purely because as always, I've got so much to play anyway. It's not one of the ones I'm desperate to play at the minute. So I mean, I only bought Into the Radius, was last week, and I've hardly got stuck into that. I've done a bit of it, but I've been absolutely having a blast with one of my friends from Aussie's Gaming. We've been smashing it with Sierra, the squad missions in Crossfire Sierra Squad. Such a fantastic game that is, especially with the gun stock. It's just fabulous. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to pick it up yet. Maybe I'll pick it up into next year when there's a bit of a dry spell. I'll have a look. Who knows? It might be in the sale by that point. Anyway, I mean, it's not an expensive game in any case. I think it's only about £15. I think I might have got that wrong, but I don't think it's that expensive in any case. So yeah, maybe it'll be one I look at further into next year. Also tomorrow, we've got Metal Hellsinger, which is basically like a VR Doom crossed with sort of pistol whip, that sort of thing, really. So I don't think I'm going to go for this one either, purely because the heavy metal soundtrack, I think, will, in the end, do my head in. That's the only problem. I mean, I used to love heavy metal when I was a kid, obviously in the 80s, 70s, 80s. Yeah, I was well into my heavy metal. I loved stuff like Judas Priest, AC/DC. One of my favorites was Deep Purple. So I loved all that music back then, but this seems to be more like hard thrash metal, which, yeah, I didn't really get on with Doom VFR, to be honest, and the remakes of Doom. I obviously played the original Dooms back in, what, 91, 92, something like that. And of course, back then they were incredible. I mean, I can remember playing that game with a set of headphones on and it creeping me out. But of course, you look back at it now and it's laughable. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think, I really was toying with Metal Hellsinger, but when I've heard some of the tracks and stuff, it's like, no, I think that will really grate me after a while. So yeah, maybe I'm just a bit too old for that music now. Who knows? Don't know. So then after that one we've got, now this is one I'm more than likely going to pick up, which is the remake of Arizona Sunshine. I've said before, I did buy it on the PSVR 1. However, I made the mistake of trying to play it after I played the fantastic Saints and Sinners game. And it was a bit janky, and it was obviously quite an old game by that point. I think it came out in 2016. So I only played it for about an hour and never bothered again. So now we got the remake, and it literally is going to look as good as Arizona Sunshine 2. I'm happy to dive back into this one, and I'm pretty sure that there's an upgrade path if you've already owned it, if you already own it anyway. So I think it's just a £10 upgrade. So for me, that's a no-brainer. I'll pick this one up when it comes out on the 17th. And then after that, we've got another one, yeah, I'm really interested in, is Vendetta Forever. This apparently is a cross between sort of Pistol Whip and Super Hot and that sort of thing. Well, I love both of those. I still play Pistol Whip now. Bought it on the PSVR1, upgraded it on the PSVR2. I jump in regularly from time to time, and I still love it. So yeah, this Vendetta Forever, I think it's £17.39 or something on the PS Store if you've got PS Plus. So yeah, not much money at all. So I think I'm definitely going to go for that one. That one's on the 23rd. And then we've got on the 31st, again, I didn't play this one on the PSVR1. For some reason, I missed it. I think I was doing a few flat screen games at the time, and I just sort of, just forgot all about it. And that's Wanderer, Fragments of Fate. That supposedly is coming out on the 31st. I thought it had been delayed into November, but apparently it's coming out on the 31st. So that one I definitely want to look at. But then, of course, we're supposedly, although we haven't had a release date yet, supposedly getting Phasmophobia around the 31st. So, of course, that's definitely a game that I want to get and jump into. So that's the 31st. And then we've got another couple of games, which one's been delayed already, and it's been delayed till this month, but still no release date, so I can't see it coming, is VRSO, which is a bare-knuckle boxing game. I've had my eye on this one for a while. I think it was meant to come out in June or July and got delayed, which is such a shame. But hey, I'd rather it get delayed and it be good, because I really would like this game to be a banger. I'm sure this game's going to get me sweating a lot while playing this and beating people to a pulp. So yeah, definitely, if this one does come out this month, it'll be great. Who knows, it may just suddenly be dropped on the store. You know, they call it a shadow drop. It may drop this month as a surprise. Who knows? Fingers crossed. And then also, don't forget, we've got Exo Cars coming this month as well. I did speak to the developer and I asked them about wheel support, and they said yes, it's going to have wheel support, but I'm not sure. I have heard little rumors that it's not at launch. It may be coming further on down the line. So I think I need to speak to the dev again and get clarification on that. It would be good if it came initially with wheel support straight away, because I'd buy it straight away. But if it doesn't come with wheel support straight away and we have to wait for that in an update, then I'll just wait. I'm not interested in playing a driving game with a controller. Just no. I can't. I've said before, I can't drive a car with a controller, and I'm just used to a rig and steering wheel and pedals. That suits me fine. So we shall see when nearer the time when it comes out. I'm sure they'll let us know. Like I say, I'll try and speak to the dev and see if I can get better clarification on that. And then I have heard there might be some other games dropping in October, but literally there's more games coming out than I've even got time to play. So I've got to really sort of cherry pick the ones I want to play. Obviously in December we've got Alien Rogue Incursion. We've got Behemoth coming out. That's been postponed, I think, to like the 7th of November or something like that, which is fine. So yeah, we got a lot of games coming. I don't even know them all. I know there's more coming, but yeah, it is a very, very, very bright time for the PSVR2 at the moment, and for VR in general. So whenever you get these idiots that say, no, VR is dead, you know, it's going nowhere, it's just a phase, it's just a fad. No, I'm pretty sure VR is here to stay, and it's just growing and growing and growing, and more people are coming on board, which is great. You may already know that the Quest 3, the main Quest 3, not the Quest 3S, the main Quest 3 is dropping in price from, I think, the 15th of October in the UK down to $469. So that's the 512 gigabyte console or headset. That's coming down to $469, which I think is a great price, and I'm really tempted. You guys know that I've spoken about getting a Quest 3. I was looking at getting it into next year, around about sort of March time, especially as if you buy a Quest 3 or Quest 3S, you get free with it the new Batman game, which does look good, I have to admit. So I've got to make sure I get my Quest 3 before April, because after April, that's it. They stop the promo and you don't get Batman free with it. So it is a fantastic time, folks, to be jumping into VR right now with the amount of games out there and the amount of experiences out there. Honestly, if you're thinking about jumping into VR, or you've got one of your family who wants VR for Christmas, get it for them, because they are gonna have a blast this Christmas with it. Anyway, folks, that's just my thoughts for today. Please, if you've got any thoughts yourself, put them down in the comments. I always love reading your comments that you guys put. So until next time, folks, I shall see you guys on the other side. Adios.